Yeah, good morning, everyone. This is me, your brother, your friend. This is Human Steven on the show. This morning again, I want to come here as I begin to give us the nitty gritties of what is happening around the Nigerian state. Today is going to be a very fun fair today that I can promise you. It's going to be really intriguing and it'll also be entertaining. And if today is your first time of actually, watching me live on Facebook and YouTube, please, I want you to follow me on Niger Watch. Just subscribe to Niger Watch TV. Sorry guys, I'm coming. I'm trying to share. Just follow me on Niger Watch YouTube TV, and also subscribe to with us. And if you are also there, try as much as possible to follow me on my Facebook page, Matter Arising with Human Steven, or you can kindly go to United Satan Nigeria on Facebook and just follow me and like the page so we can be able to get the updates and get notifications anytime I am online. Okay, guys, this morning we're going to have a lot of things to talk about in this show. A lot of things to talk about. I must say the list. Okay, guys. The first thing we have to talk about today is going to be things relating to what is actually happening in our state. It's a very disheartening situation yesterday, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Then, before then, I will have to go and talk about a lot of things happening within the Nigerian state, just like I normally do. Every morning, I come up with news headlines, not just from me, but from reputable, what is it called, newspapers in Nigeria and other reputable individuals in Nigeria. I try to bring it the way it is. I try to put it before you the way it is. Then if I have any form of analysis on it, I will do that. Please just share this video, subscribe to our channels, share this video, please. If you are here, please kindly press your share button and subscribe to our YouTube channels. Please just share because it's going to be really interesting today on this very particular show. Just give me some few minutes as I try to share and also invite people into the show today. Okay, guys. The issue that happened in Edo State is so disheartening, so embarrassing, so funny that the headquarters of the police command in Edo State, they had a jailbreak. I don't know how that was possible anyways, but I want to say it is the most funniest, most dumbest thing I have ever heard or seen in my life. Okay, guys? So before I go there, let me go to the first news for today. I have a very news for today. I'm going to read this verbatim, guys. Guys, I don't know what is happening to my... Sorry, guys, I need to see what is happening to my YouTube here. I think don't know if it's frozen. Okay, I don't really know what is happening there today. Please just share this broker, please, as you are coming in, guys. Now, the first news I'm going to talk about today is what next after edict that created Nigeria expires in 2014. You know, why I didn't to bring this in, because I was going through a lot of studies, in the last few days, trying to see what was the amalgamation of Nigeria all about, and what actually were we expecting, what. A lot of things came into my mind. Then I went into Google to check out some facts and figures that we need to know about the Nigeria amalgamation of 1914. And when I went there, I found that every amalgamation lasted for 100 years. Then after 100 years, what they do was to come back again and renegotiate their existence. And I was okay, but this is a nation. Then I went in again to study, and I found that Nigeria was not actually a nation. I'm going to read this verbatim to you. It was not actually a nation. So when some people begin to agitate for agitation or secession, then they have some points there. They have some points which we are going to look at in our show today. We're going to look at it and many other things that we're going to talk about in this show. So I'm going to take your time a little bit today. Please bear with me, because this is a new year. I need to give you the clear updates of what is happening around in the nation called Nigeria. Okay, guys. Now, on December 31st, 2014, the document that amalgamated Nigeria into one country would expire. The British colonial edict of 1914 could be renewed or denounced, and the Nigerian state could stay united or split into several entities. We ought to agree either to extend it, that is the amalgamation edict, or not. Starting from January 1st, 2014, Nigerian and power brokers of the Fourth Republic must decide whether or not the country should remain a united entity. The movement for a new Nigeria, a secessionist organization, has emerged to capitalize on the uncertainty surrounding the colonial order and the array of ethnic and tribal central problems. We ought to agree either to extend it, the amalgamation edict, or not. The movement for new Nigeria Secretary General Tony Nnamdi told reporters on December 10th, 2013. For many, the clocks in the wheels of progress in the wheels of Nigerian unity began even before the Union Jack was lowered for the green and white flag. And established by scholars, public figures, and political commentators, the 1914 amalgamation edict, authored by Britain Lord Frederick Lugard, was illegitimate because it was done without a referendum. This is from Tony Nnamdi. It has also been criticized for ignoring the complexity of the ethnic and cultural division of the Niger area, now known as Nigeria. 100 years after Nigeria amalgamation, the North has remained the North, and so as the East and the West had remained, which is factual truth right now. So all this part of the nation had remained who they were from the beginning. They've not changed. The North remained the North, the West remained the West, and the East remains the East. We have not been able to blend together as one entity. That is a pointer that the unity of Nigeria is not actually working the way it ought to be. Let's go ahead. Consequently, advancing the Nigerian state has lagged behind regional placations. As the 1914 British order expires, Nigerians must be prepared to address the state of the nation and its continuity through a national conference or the National Assembly. Nigeria must be willing to talk about its existence as a unified entity. In the words of Nigerian scholar Femi Ajayi, refusing to talk is like wanting to avoid variance in our daily lives. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo tried to get Nigerian power broker to talk about the country unity, but the 2005 National Political Reform Conference fell through. Likewise, President Goodluck Jonathan proposed his national conference to discuss Nigerian unity and continuity. The expiring of the amalgamation pits Jonathan's proposed national conference against the growing disillusionment, religious and ethnic division, political posturing, and terrorism in Nigeria. The implication of the 1940 edict under the current state of affairs in Nigeria are complex. Legally, Nigeria will cease to exist after 2014. The colony would return to the pre-1940 structure, that is the Lagos colony, the Northern and Southern Protectorate, and the Nigerian people must re-enter a new agreement under their own terms. Contingency plans have been reported to be underway by foreign powers who are convinced that Nigeria was split by 2015. Nevertheless, in a provital phrase of the Fourth Republic, Nigeria must decide whether or not it wishes to challenge the legality of the 1914 amalgamation edict or continue or abandon the dictate of the order. Apparently, if there is a consensus, Nigeria's continued existence can be negotiated and a new union treaty created. End of quote. Now, people are going to ask, why did you bring up this at this point in time? I brought this up because I feel it is high time we understand some integrity about the Nigerian state. This is very important. And the people in power actually knows this. So what they're doing, they're using the brutal force to keep the reality away from the people. The 1914 amalgamation ended in 31st December 2013, because it was 1st January 1914, and then 1st January 1914, that the Nigerian state was amalgamated to become one, nation. That nation was actually a business empire created. The reason why the British people amalgamated the nation called Nigeria is for effective administration. Effective administration. And in the reduction of money being spent, because the British people never want to spend their money on any of their colonies. At that time, the Northern Protectorate could not take care of their financial needs. They have the farm, they were farmers, but they could not also transport their goods to the South, which was their neighbors. And the South had all the natural resources that the British needed to make this union workable. Okay, guys? So what they did was to find a way through the help of Sir Frederick Lugard, who is good at amalgamating. They brought him from Japan to Nigeria, and they had to come, and he did all he did just to make the then economy hub of the British people in Africa to become a nation. The truth of the matter is Nigeria was an empire created for business purpose, not actually as a nation. Because in everywhere that the British people actually govern the people, except only in Africa, where they decided to put different ethnic groups together to form one nation. In other clime of the world, all they were doing was they were putting people in based on their languages or their ethnic nationalities. Like the Yorubas was a nation. The Igbos, they were nations of their own. The Benin was a nation of its own. The Hausas were nations of their own. The Canaries were nations of their own. That's how it is done. As we see in Europe today, you're going to see a nation like Sweden, 10 million. Go to Finland, 6 million. Go to Norway, 4 million. Go to Denmark, 7 million. You know, these guys are just little people put together based on their languages. That's how they were splitted. But in the case of Africa, because they saw Africa as an hub for economic purposes, they decided to reduce their cost of expenditure. Then they have to bring in as many as possible ethnic groups together, knowing fully well these people will never ever coexisted. They know. They understood that this was deliberately done to perpetually make the African people, which they call less than human, to depend on them. Don't forget, the British people actually colonized Haiti. They colonized Jamaica. But yet, these people are separated from the Americans. Why? Because they know they don't want to do anything that will get the Africans, the black people, involved in anything they were doing. Get this very clearly, guys. So the amalgamation was for 100 years. And I think our leaders knew, they understand this, but they don't want to talk about it because it's not going to be in their favor. The Nigeria of today, based on what I studied, it is already operating on illegality. That was why the Americans, then ambassador to Nigeria, made a statement that Nigeria might disintegrate in 2015. Now I understood the reason why such statements were being made by the American government, because they knew by law the legality that binded this ethnic nationality together expired in 2014. So their existence today has become an illegal existence until they sit again and decide to renegotiate their existence as a people, if they want to remain together. So I am calling on all the political actors in Nigeria. You can't live on illegality for too long. That is the truth of the matter there. You can't try to avoid the evil days because it's going to come back to you again. The reality is this: we as a people must sit now and begin to decide our fate. We have never been one in our way of thinking, particularly between the South and the North. I was watching a video yesterday by this Ijele Speaks, where the Igbo people were sending away the Fulanis. The other time, the Fulanis are sending away the Igbos. The Yorubas are sending away the Igbos from Lagos and the West. This has been a recurrent decimal in the Nigerian political and economic structure from onset. That shows the unity we are forcing on ourselves is not actually working. There is a point that is missing in the entire scenario of the Nigerian state today. trying or pretending that everything is actually working without you not knowing there is something that you need to do right, then you are creating a very, very grave mistakes. So my candid advice today is, let us return back to the drawing board. Let us return back to the table and see how we can make this nation a functioning nation. Because at today, the Nigeria of our time is not working. It is dead. It is stagnant. It is retrogressive in nature. The 1960 Nigeria is better than the 2021 Nigeria. That is retrogression. That is complete retrogression, guys. The 1960 Nigeria is better than the 2021 Nigeria. 61 years on the line. Yet we have not been able to get anything right. We have not been able to get anything right in the nation called Nigeria. That shows something is actually wrong with the fabrics that united the nation together. Whereas at today, I cannot, no matter how long I lived in Kano State, I cannot be an indigene. We say the word indigene in Nigerian state. We say the word indigenes in Nigerian state. You know what the word indigene means? Indigene actually means citizenship of an ethnic nationality. The word indigene means citizenship. It is a local word brought down a little bit to a lower standard, but the original meaning is citizenship of a locality. They'll tell you, you're not an indigene of Kaduna. You're not an indigene of Edo. You're not an indigene of Anambra State in a nation that have lived together for 60 years. Therefore, you cannot contest any local government, you cannot contest any election, you cannot even sometimes you cannot even get a job. And when they appoint you into their office, they celebrate it. When you are being appointed into an office, or you are being employed by another state government, they celebrate your employment as if they've just done you a favor by employing you to work in a nation that you are a citizen of. Whereas when we, listen guys, when we come to Europe, we drag with these people. We insult them, we humiliate them. If they decide to do 1/1000 of what our people are doing to us back home, we call them racist, we call them all sorts of names, but yet we endure the same or even worse dehumanization in our nation called Nigeria. An Igbo man that have lived in Lagos all his life, he was born, bred in Lagos, they will tell you you are not a Lagosian. And a Edo man who was born and bred in Sokoto State, they will tell you you are not from Sokoto. You are not a Northerner. You are from the South. Even when an issue is happening, a guy who speaks Hausa fluently, a guy who lived, he had nothing, he had no tie to Benin or to Edo State, except that the mother and father were actually from there. But yet, he cannot be able to penetrate and become part and parcel of what is happening in the northern Nigeria. And you call such a nation, you call such a nation, or you call such a contraction a nation. To be proud of Nigeria. Which part of Nigeria am I going to be proud of? Okay? Which part of Nigeria am I going to be proud of? After 60 years, we should talk about indigenes. State of origin. That does not actually operates in any developed world. Go to America today. We even praise them. We say it's a Nigerian. They don't see it as a Nigerian guy. This Biden has appointed about 3 Nigerians. They don't see them as Nigerians. They see them as Americans. They don't call them Nigerians. They call them Americans. Because why? They carry the American passport. They are American nationalities. So their foundational origin has been wiped out from the system. That is called a nation. Which is Biden appointed a Nigerian American. You don't have a Nigerian American, they have an American. We even call them, it's not the American I call them, we call them African Americans. Because we want to try to differentiate based on color, race. But the law that governs them doesn't give them such names. That was why people like Barack Obama became a president. That's why this other guy, this other Yoruba guy, who is now also like a local government chairman in a state in the United States of America. And many appointees of the Biden proposed administration. They don't see them as Africans anymore. They see them as Americans because they carry the nationality of an American. If you get them kidnapped in any part of the world, when they are with the American passport, the American government will do everything humanly possible to rescue them. It does not actually matter if they are blacks, Americans, as you call them, or the African Americans. So if this does not exist in the nation called Nigeria, then that contraction is under questioning. I will leave that for now, and I will talk about this in a later date. Let me go to news number 2. That's news number 1. Let me go to news number 2. This has been trending for quite some time right now. And I decided to come up with this part of the news. People will be saying, humanists, you're not talking about this news. This one is a news that you need to talk about too. I said, okay, let me try to talk about it today a little bit. I'm not going to dwell so much on it because I don't believe in all this saga and gossip. I like giving it, but because it has not come into the news stream, so I need to talk about it a little bit. So after today, maybe I'll talk about it a few times, that we'll move on. I talk about something better about how the Nigerian state can be more better. Okay, guys. A cross-section that is to the Nigerian react to FCMB marriage scandal. There is this scandal of this man, what is his name? What is not Adams? The managing director of First City Monument Bank, Adams and Nuru, with Thomas, the wife of this guy, Tunde Thomas, that died of heart attack, as a result of the infidelity, the illicit act of the wife, with the boss, in the office. That the boss, was actually the father of the 2 kids that this man had so much loved, and the man couldn't bear it, and he passed out. Okay, it was a very sad story. Anyways, and I tell people sometimes, I said, women fear them. And the people say, men don't know how to cheat. I said it several times. Men don't know how to cheat. A man cannot cheat and not be caught, but the woman can do it absolutely well without no wahala. That's the truth. They say women are emotional. Not lie. Men are more emotional than women. But I don't talk about it most of the time because of our women, so the way our manner they react. But men are more emotional than women. We are easily emotional when it comes to the things of love. But the women, they will just hide it and nothing will happen. Okay? Until they are ready to blow the whistle, that's when you know what is happening. Guys, that's the truth of the matter there. So let's go to the news. Let's see how funny this one is. A cross-section of Nigerians have condemned the managing director of the First City Monument Bank, Adesina, over a marriage scandal which involved him and one of the bank staff members, Tunde Thomas. They described the alleged sexual relationship between Nuru and the subordinate as unprofessional, while calling for the sacking of the MD. Yeah, it is unprofessional. And also, we need to also talk to the woman. When you are a married woman, you are a married woman, for goodness sake. When you are a married woman, you are a married woman, for heaven's sake. When you have an advances from another man, whether married or unmarried, it is your responsibility as the woman to actually stay off. If it becomes a threat to your job, it is nice you report the matter to your husband and quit the job. It's as simple as that. Let me tell you guys very clearly, every relationship is controlled by a woman, not the man. Every relationship is controlled by a woman, not the man. That is why you have never heard of a man being raped by a woman. But you can hear of a woman being raped by a man. The reason is the man is quick. But the woman is slow. So when the woman accepts, it is a decision, not because she was under pressure. I'm not supporting this guy. Like I just said now, what he did was a professional. It was even evil to have slept with another man's wife. Because there were many ladies in his office who weren't actually married. Many ladies who were working in his office or in his establishment who were actually not married. So if he wanted to have, an extramarital affair, he would have taken one of those numerous guests or ladies and have his way with them. But in descending to have a relationship with a married woman, it's not professional, it is wrong, it is barbaric, it is, call it all sorts of names. But the truth is this: someone must accept the approach of a man. If you did not accept it, it is called sexual harassment. Okay? So, but she actually conceded to this. 70% of the blame will go to the woman, while 30% remains with the man. Because the woman actually gave in and kept that secret for that long a time. The reasons we don't know yet. I'm still believing maybe somebody will be able to tell me what was the reason behind the secret that was hidden from the world for such a long time. But anyways, let me go. A few other Nigerians insist that they were two adults and had the right to befriend each other and marry, but not another man's wife. No fewer than 1,400 petitioners as of Saturday afternoon had signed a petition calling for the sacking of the MD over the marriage scandal, which has allegedly claimed the life of the aggrieved husband. The deceased husband of Tunde Thomas, a staff member of First City Monument Bank, whom Nuru was alleged to have had a romantic affair with, was identified as Tunde Thomas. Thomas reportedly died of depression on December 16, 2020, after he realized that his wife allegedly had their 2 children with Nuru as a result of the affair. Come on, guys. 2 children. That is what actually blew my mind. 2 kids for the man. Something must be wrong, guys. Please do not crucify me. You know I am an analyst. I turn issues upside down. There are two things that I'm worried about. For two kids simultaneously to be the children of the boss, there are two things involved. Number one, maybe this woman already had an illicit affair with Adams Nuru before she married Tunde Thomas. Maybe they've been in a relationship for a very long time. And maybe Nuru wasn't ready to get married to her. And she decided to have a life. Okay? And that ended her marrying Tunde. But because she married Tunde, her eyes have not been able to live because Tunde wasn't a poor guy. Based on what I heard. He takes his children to United States. He takes his children to Dubai, takes them to United Kingdom. So he wasn't actually a poor guy, like a pauper, kind of. At least he wasn't as rich as Adams Nuru, but yet he wasn't as poor as the poorest in Nigeria. To a guy who can fly the entire family on an holiday, on a vacation, to any of these countries I just made mention of, he's not actually a poor and a jobless guy. Okay? So it is either they be together or it is either something was wrong with Thomas' life for them to have had that children, two of them, for another man. But let's go ahead anyways. From the petition, it was claimed that the deceased husband suffered a cardiac arrest before he died. The FCMB board of directors has said that it was reviewing allegations of unethical conduct against its MD, Adams Nuru. A petition initiated by friends of the deceased on Thursday had alleged that Tunde died of depression after discovering that his two children with Mayo were allegedly fathered by the FCMB MD. It also called on the Central Bank of Nigeria to sack Nuru while demanding a comprehensive investigation into the matter. This is a case of gross misconduct based on ethical ground and an unjustifiable economic oppression by the elite Adams Nuru against the unprivileged in this society. The petition, which has already gingered over 1,400 signature reads. The MD had been doing everything possible to sweep this case under the carpet. We employ the Central Bank of Nigeria as the apex regulator and the board of FCMB to investigate this for the integrity of the bank and Nigeria banking industry. But in a statement sent to Shah Reporter on Friday, the FCMB Group head, Corporate Affairs, Dare Olojo, said the bank was aware of the allegation making around against its MD. He, however, said the bank's board of directors has started to review the matter, adding that it finally could be disclosed in due course. On Twitter, Nigerians have condemned Nuru for the alleged sexual relationship, saying it was unprofessional. For instance, Chuks Unwachuku wrote, "It's against the law for a boss to have a sexual relationship with his subordinate. It is also unprofessional and unethical. The law will never accept that there was no undue influence. To permit such an excuse is to make the workplace unsafe, especially for women." Larry Joda said, "It's in a same climb. He won't even need the petition to leave. Once the news hits the public space, he resigns. Legally speaking, he may not be culpable of anything, but is tampered with a core societal value. That said, Nigerians have since lost their sense of value and shame." FCM Online said the bank should sack the MD to protect the image of the company and the family. Don Baba said, "If he's not sacked by Monday afternoon, we will all close down our account. We can't tolerate indiscipline. Enough is enough." However, Musa Kaka said, "How is it the MD's fault? It was a relationship between two adults. She could even be lying just to justify her asylum process in the US. She used that storm to cast the husband in a bad light, that he battered her when he found out about the paternity, and she escaped to United States of America. End of the news. Okay, guys, this is just the news there. I'm going to, like I said, I don't actually talk so much on this kind of news, but I will just move on to the next one. It's still on the guy. 45 years old Tunde Thomas died after wife told him her boss owned, FCMB boss owns their 2 kids. This one was from Nafisat, folake. I'm going to read it verbatim. Okay, Tunde Thomas alias Tunde Gentle died. 45 died about 2 weeks ago from heartbreak. The 2 kids from his marriage were discovered to have been fathered by the current MD of First City Monument Bank, Adam Nuru, who was his wife's boss. Moyo Thomas is Tunde's wife. She was reportedly engaged in an office romance with her boss and managing director of the bank. Many of the members of the staff knew about the affair. Can you imagine that? And none of these people were able to tell the husband. Like I said, there was a break in the link. If many of the staff were aware and nobody was able to give a hint to the man, it is disturbing. Okay? The managing director of the bank, Adam Nuru, is happily married. He got carried about with adultery. He was having an affair with his staff that he knew she's married. Tunde was a gentleman. He was so caring and took care of the case. He spent all his resources on this case. He took them to London and Dubai on holidays. He also spent no penny in putting the case in the best school. When the older child was about 8 years old, Moyo suddenly resigned from FCMB and traveled to the US with the 2 children as planned by a boss on holiday. It was when the school session started in Nigeria and the children were not returned that Tunde started asking questions, and the lady finally summoned his shameless courage to tell him the children were not his own. 8 years. The first child was already 8 years, and Tunde did not find out. I think that is pure carelessness on his part. Okay? That's the truth, guys. He couldn't even find out that something was wrong. For 8 years, the child you were fathering was not yours. You couldn't even notice 1 or 2 things in the life of your wife. Was he so loved? Did he so much love his wife that he lost the sense of smell when a woman is actually cheating? I just want to know. Okay? After Tunde received the sad news first in 2017, he reportedly suffered stroke. He later recovered from the stroke, but it was not okay again. He cried a lot. As he got over the ailment, Tunde was said to have tried to pick up the pieces of his life. Tunde said to have tried to pick up the piece of his life. He reportedly started another relationship with a lady lawyer. Soon, he invited some friends to accompany him to visit the lady parents on December 26, 2020. However, the visit was not to be. Tunde was said to have gotten home from work in the night of 15 December and collapsed at his residence staircase. He died instantly. Autopsy report put the cause of his death as heart failure. Tunde Gentle, a former staff of the defunct Oceanic Bank, was buried on Wednesday, 30 December 2020. Guys, let me say this now. Like I said, I'm not supporting that. And I want the new wife or new girlfriend to also be questioned a little bit. If you were already in a relationship, the man has done all he did. The boss needs to pay for it. So let us look at today's death. As an analyst, this effect actually happened in 2017. That's when he knew about it. So between 2017 and 2020, he has already outgrown this, that even went into a relationship. Having suffered such an act in his former relationship, I am very sure that he would be careful in the new relationship. Right, guys? Does it make sense now? Having suffered the treatment he got from his first wife, Moyo, he would be really, really careful in his second relationship. And I heard the loyal lady was pregnant for him. I don't know how to read that, but if that was the fact, then I am too very sure also that Tunde would have wanted to go and do a DNA test to be sure that a new child he is about to father was his. I'm talking now as from the perspective of a man. I will not go through such a trauma few years back, and today now another woman is pregnant for me again. Having stayed with the first woman for 10 years, I could not impregnate her. But she had 2 children that were not actually mine. That shows something was wrong with my system. I'm going to start thinking like that. That's the truth of the matter there. Despite the pains I'm going to go through, the trauma I'm going to go through, the trauma is going to be on 2. Was I actually impotent that I could not even be the father of the 2 kids? I'm going to think of that. Now, if I think of that and I couldn't get a possible solution to that, and I decided to go into another relationship, and the woman says she's pregnant again, I would be scared. Because the trauma is already there. I'm already traumatized. Based on my first experience, I would be scared of what is happening to me again. Please, guys, share this video. Let's give me some likes. Share this video, please. I'll be scared. Now, my being afraid will make me want to know more about the paternity statue of this new child that is coming away. So I don't become a father of another man's child for the second time. Now, I'm talking about from my own perspective as a man, what I would do. So I've been able to outgrown the incident that took place in 2017 through 2020. That's about 4 years now. He went and he was also even planning to have another marriage, which he was supposed to go on the 26th of December, year 2020. He has told his friends. I know he has told his families. I know he had actually told the new wife or the new girlfriend who's going to be his wife. They're already preparing for them. That means Tunde Gentle had already outgrown the trauma that he went through. A man that is traumatized cannot even sleep with a woman, guys. Adams Nuru will be punished for his crime by taking advantage of Moyo Thomas. That's clear. But let's try to drag it down so that other men will learn and they will also understand what is happening in our world today. Other women will also learn, because each kind of scandal like this is a pointer to try to explain the way and manner things are being done in our society. So I think, and they said when an autopsy was called, it was as a result of heart failure. What actually failed the heart that is already functioning since 2017 till 2020? He had a stroke, according to what he said now, fine and good. But he recovered from the stroke. So it means he was not on medications. So then they will have to tell him to think less. Not to bother his system so well. Okay? So, and he has been able to manage the earth from that 2017 till on the 15th of December 2020. So something was wrong somewhere. Marrying a new wife has already shown that he had moved on without Moyo Thomas. He might still be having some worries about those kids, but that would not be so much of a worry to him. Having seen he was expecting another child from another woman. So my advice to the family of Thomas is the new wife should go for a DNA test also. So we actually know what the problem is. So that's where I'm going to end on that, because I'm not going to dwell on that so much, except if people ask questions, they can get that from me. But apart from that, I'm not going to dwell on that so much, guys. Okay. So now let's go to another news again. This one, I love this one yesterday, and I wanted to bring it up. Sorry, guys. I started bringing this in because of the way the Nigerian system is today. Sorry, guys, I was just off there. I started bringing this in because of the way the Nigerian system is as of today. Okay? Nigeria is a failed state. A failed state. A failed nation. CSP Francis Osage Irabo, the policeman and divisional police officer, DPO, in charge of D Division, Itam in Uyo, the capital of Akwa State, who is acclaimed to have never taken a bribe since over 30 years in active service, has resigned from the profession. Can you imagine that? They are putting people like Adamu Mohammed, a criminal, as IG. They are promoting criminals everywhere as IGs, as AIGs, as commissioners, DIG, wherever. They left this man who had refused to take bribe to remain there until he resigns. He resigned. Hear his story. Guys, please share this video and give us some likes. Irabo, who made headlines after rejecting a whopping sum of 864 million naira bribe, was on December 10, 2020 at Sheraton Hotel and Towers in Abuja during the 2020 Ibere TV Leadership Excellence Award, named Police Officer of the Year after coming top in the nationwide online voting. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Ibere TV on New Year Day, 1st January 2021, the police officer lamented that he feels cheated by the system, having denied promotions more than thrice, despite all his effort and sacrifice for the police force and the country. Bro, they don't like people like you and me. They want those who are criminals. That's why people who have clear heart can never win election in Nigeria. In his word, I joined this noble profession as a cadet inspector on the 2nd of April 1990. I was 17 years plus at that time. I was told by the cerebral and seasoned police officer like AIG Ibasu, AIG Akabosun, AIG Iyamabo, and DIG Ugowe, all retired, that the first needed folks like me, youth were patriotic and passionate. I loved and believed in this project called Nigeria and the profession. The Nigeria Police was a great platform to serve my fatherland. I sincerely believed in this job, loved the job, and sacrificed so much for this job. Looking back, all I see is nobody cares. Being cheated out of promotion not once, twice, or 3 times, served over 30 years meritociously and stainless by God's grace, are not unknown by the system. Instead, have only enjoyed promotion only 5 times. I thank God for his grace that insulated me for the past 30 years. Can you imagine a man who refused to take bribe because I've become the victim of the system? That is the Nigerian system that you have. The system whereby the good people are treated to be bad and the bad people are treated to be good. A system where the good people are never given an opportunity to change the society, but allow the bad people to corrupt the society more. A system where abels will be celebrating billions and graduates will be roaming the street of Benin, being a PA or begging his abels. A system whereby a guy that never had any knowledge of education will send his children abroad to study, and will be celebrating them graduating from a prestigious university, whereas the children of the professors are wallowing in Nigerian institutions. That is the system that we actually find ourselves, guys. Okay? On how a rejected 864 million bribe, CSP Erabo said, as a pipeline commandant in Edo State, I turned down 6.5 million weekly, 24 million monthly, 288 million yearly, and a whopping sum of 864 million for the 3 years I served as the commandant. As if he regrets his action, he said, I have no regret for doing this. If given the test again, I will repeat same fate. Without thinking twice, even though some of my colleagues termed me a fool, CSP Erabo added. I even volunteered as an instructor to train police mobile personnel at Limakara, Gwaza, Borno State for over 3 years. Discharged my duty as an instructor in the most harshest and difficult condition without any commendation, reward, or promotion, and today only for just working within the corridor of power or being able to graze some palms, or as claimed being attacked because of insults, juniors will just be promoted above their superior just like that. He said he felt odd seeing his junior police officer promoted over him, insisting nothing had been done by his force, despite the former complaint where he asked for the ratification of his promotions. I have witnessed my junior get promoted over me over and over again, and it hurt me deeply. I filed a complaint and asked for ratification of my promotion date, and was even investigated with the outcome verified in my favor, yet nothing has been done to remedy the situation. That is the Nigerian state for you guys. That is in Nigeria we find ourselves. I have wasted 30 years serving my fatherland. CSP Francis Irabo said he feels he has wasted 30 years of his precious time serving his fatherland in a police profession he once believed to be a number one. According to Irabo, rather the system reward mediocrity, nepotism, and all other ignorable acts and care less about those who tread on the path of dignity and honor. Nigeria does not love people who tread on the path of dignity and honor. This profession I once called a noble one doesn't care about those of us who tread the path of honor and dignity. I once had a dream about the Nigerian police force becoming the people's force, the country's pride. So sad, I no longer believe in the system as a number one, but one where mediocrity, nepotism, and all other ignorable acts are given higher preferences. I am sorry. I let all my fans down. I am deeply sorry for not finishing where you all expected me to finish. Thank you for your strong and relentless faith in me. I remain forever grateful to you all. CSP Irabo added. Okay, so that is the story of a man who wanted to be upright in a nation where being upright is a crime. That is the story of a man who never wanted to take bribe in a nation where not taking bribe is an offense. That is the story of a man who wanted to do the job the way it ought to be done, where in that country such a man never get promoted because he's against the natural norm of the people in that country. Okay, guys? That is what we saw there. It's so disheartening. It's so unfortunate, but that is the nation we find ourselves today. Please, guys, give me some likes. Share this video, guys. Please, most of you are still on my private Facebook, Yerima Shettima. You can't catch me there anymore. Somebody wrote me now, said, you are not alive. I am alive. Please follow me on my page, Matter Arising with Humanity. I said it over 3 weeks before the new year, that when the new year comes up, I'm going to go to that page, and that's where I'm going to be streaming live from. Or you can quietly just go to Nigeria Watch YouTube channels and follow me there. I'm going to be there, still there on Nigeria Watch YouTube, but on my Facebook page, I have decided to go to my page, Matter Rising with Humanity, or United Southern Nigeria on Facebook. Okay, guys? So please, you can go there, you see me there, you can get me there. Thank you, guys. Now, the next one is reducing wailings and find a job in 2021. Femi Adesina test Nigeria. Just 1 minute, guys. Reduce wailing and find a job in 2021. Femi Adesina test Buhari critics. Now, this guy one of the biggest fool we have around. Is actually the truth. And the worst part is a deacon. I don't want to talk about that. Let me not just go there. People don't Femi Adesina, the special advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari on media publicity, has advised critics of President Muhammadu Buhari to calm down in 2021. He said this set of people had criticized the government for far too long, so they should take a break in 2021 and find a vocation. The presidential aide disclosed this in an article titled 2021, Year to Calm Down and Wail Less, which was published on Thursday. He said he gave Buhari critics the nickname wailers because they were fond of criticizing him, even to the point of absurdity. He said in 2021, 2021 is the year of work, hard work to deliver on the major project by next year. It is then a year to continue wailing. No, it is a year to calm down, a year for wailing wailers to find a vocation and allow the government to concentrate and deliver on project at hand. I wonder. But you guys were wailing and wailing and wailing during Jonathan time now. You guys wailed and wailed all through from 2011 till Jonathan left in 2015. You guys never stopped wailing. Anybody who loves the country must resolve to give the government a less distraction as possible this year. Yes, there are challenges: security, economy, improving quality of lives, lack of job, inflation, and many others. But it is the year. Is it the year to wait? No, we should rather encourage the government to do better and ginger better standard of living for Nigeria. So I am saying no criticism in 2021. No, but let it be a full-time vocation as it has been with some people. Let it not be a full-time vocation as it has been with some people. They will criticize the railway project of the government, calling it white elephant, but will be the first to hop on the train, taking selfie in it. Wailers, calm down. Please be calming down in 2021 so that the government can function with less distraction. It is not the year of curvy. Find unnecessary fault and fill the Lord with lamentation. Fill the land with lamentation. Like I said, this guy talks anyhow. We all know that. This guy talks like a guy who actually do not understand anything at all. He talks anyhow. He's so myopic in his thinking, and he feels that he knows it all, he understands it all, and he believes it all. Okay? It's crazy. Anyways, it's really, really crazy for some of us. But what can we do? We find ourselves in this because some of us actually voted this bunch of laughable set of leaders into government. You are telling the opposition not to criticize the government because you feel it's against what you guys believe in. It is stupid, it is funny, and it is completely useless. So I don't even want to talk about him. I have to read that. This is what he's saying now. Don't criticize the government 2021. Rather praise them, even when they are doing nonsense. Whereby the high rate of insecurity in the country is alarming as of today. You're telling me not to criticize the government when I have a prison break at the police headquarters. When I have a prison break at the police headquarters in Benin City, the CID command, the office of the Commissioner of Police, the police command in Edo State, the one we call the police government house in Edo State, was under siege by some hoodlums who came and freed some prisoners, some addict kidnappers, cultists that were in the possession of the police. And a guy will say we shouldn't wail. I don't know what to say then. And I got some news yesterday that some of those guys who actually escaped were actually Fulanis. I don't know how true that is. But if that is true, it means it is a calculated attempt by the Fulani-controlled caliphate to do this. If that is true. Because the CID is one of the most secure police stations or commands in the whole federation. Because this is where the armories of the Nigerian police have been kept. This is where the highest command of the Nigerian police, that's where they operate from. The DIG and wherever, that's where they operate from. So for such a place to be attacked by hoodlums, there was no gun battle, no hoodlum was killed, or was a policeman being killed in the process. It's making us to ask for questioning. I am calling on the governor of Edo State, Governor Obaseki, to, as a matter of fact, right to the presidency, that the commissioner of police in Edo State should be questioned over what happened at the police command in Edo State. It is heartbreaking. It is something that I can't even comprehend when I try to look at it. There was no rioting, there was no crisis, and the policeman was on duty, said he was sleeping. A man supposed to be the watchdog of the city was sleeping on duty. They, not even one, they were sleeping according to them. Were they drunk? Were they hypnotized? Did they take tramadol? That they slept to the point that the hoodlums have to open the police gate because there are policemen at the gate. I've been there. Because there was a time they arrested me and my car. They took me to that place. I know there are policemen at the gate. Or they only have policemen at the gate during the day. At night, there is no policeman there. Maybe I need to know. And the policemen they have are always there during the day. At night, nobody is at the gate to actually protect the place. We need to know that. If there were policemen at the gate, how did this hoodlum manage to go through the gate of the command and get to the counter? They said this 10 may be on counter. I want to also ask you, SARS, I've also been a victim of illegal arrest in 1994. At least I have slept in that command overnight. I did no crime, but I was not allowed to sit at the counter. I and my friend Sule were thrown into the prison. Maybe one day, one of these days, I'm going to tell my life story. Okay? Maybe it's going to be this week, it's going to be next week. I'm going to talk about my life story. Maybe I'm going to explain this better. But I'm just going to put it up here. So, and on that day, I also knew there was nobody that was allowed to remain on the counter all through the night. It was against the ethics of the Nigerian police. Every suspect that is not bailed before the closing hours are taken into the prisons because they don't bail people in the night. You bail in the morning. That's why when they arrest you in the night, they ask you to come back in the morning. So how will you leave? According to them, they have about 10 people at the counter. How will you leave 10 suspects on the counter? For what reason? That also shows that the truth is yet to be revealed to the people to understand. Okay, guys? So, and there's also court-related war in Benin. Like yesterday, I made a lot of statement on that. On how we can be able to create and correct whatsoever that is happening in Edo State. And I believe the governor would have read some of what I put across to him. I believe the governor would have also watched the video that I did yesterday. And I've gotten a lot of feedbacks from people. Many people have blasted me anyways. Many people have also threatened, it's always like that. That's the truth of the matter there. That my approach is harsh, and that I want the government to kill innocent Edo people, according to them, innocent Edo people. I want the government to turn the whole thing to become a political issues and many things like that. Guys, let me try to make something very clear here. I'm not a politician. I don't believe to be a politician as far as the Nigerian system is concerned, because it will not work for people like my type. I'm very straightforward. I said this the way they are, and I express it the way I feel it is. My suggestions yesterday are personal, based on me, and it remains my opinion. And the reason why I had to come with such a suggestion is this. Since October last year, we have been pampering these guys, talking with them, trying to find a lasting solution to whatsoever that is a result of the crime they were committing against humanity. We have not been able to get a clue on what their problem is. None of them have been able to speak to you what actually is the problem that they are having as a people. Having looked at the rate of insecurity in the state and the rate at which our youth are being killed, not just only that, and the rate at which they are robbing, maiming, raping our young women and mothers, all in the name of rival court war. Not all Edolas are cultists. So if I am not a cultist and you are not a cultist, I'm not becoming the victim of the oppression of the court war, what do you expect us to do? And some of you who are saying I should have my head so that I will not be killed, guys. Okay? I had an opportunity of being in Europe. Not everybody had that opportunity. I can protect my life because I'm here. I can say never to go home. But does everyone have that opportunity that I had? They says no. You know how many innocent lives have been lost in this court battle? There was one yesterday. The guy was on his steering, he was driving his bus. They blew his head off. And all the brains in his head gushed out. The brains in his head all gushed out. He was still bleeding when the video was recorded. And someone sent it to me. So when I looked at what was the image that I saw, I said to say those guys are not actually cultists. They are criminals. They are terrorists. I don't give a damn about what the situation was, what actually prompted the war. But when people are becoming so barbaric in their actions and inactions, so people like my type who believe in sanctity of human lives, we should be able to speak up and say, no, this is not who we are. The white people call us barbaric people. They call us monkeys. And we actually act like one. We take delight in healthy lives. We take joy in pressing trigger. Somebody's telling me I should stop talking about them and hide my head so they don't kill me. So if everybody keeps quiet, so this guy will have a free day, oppress the way they like, do whatever they want, and go for screen. They'll become above the law. Which will be better that you are alive, yet you are scared. If you are scared, you can die for partition. Like most of you are writing, listen, guys. I just pray your parents are not involved in what is happening today. I mean, your brother that you have paid all your resources for to train him in the universities. And we just wake up one day, you heard he has been shot dead. You've labored all your life for him. Maybe you understand what some of us are talking about. Or your mother, your brother was killed mistakenly by the same group of guys. Maybe you understand what some of us are talking about. And in my submission yesterday, I gave the government a very, very wonderful suggestion. I'm going to repeat it again today. I said, number one, revoke every licenses that makes those court groups legal in Edo State. Revoke their licenses under an executive order and make the court group an illegal organization. Number two, give them an amnesty. All of them. Give them a time 60 days, 30 days, depending on whatever days you feel is okay for you. An amnesty. Submit your weapons. Renounce courtesy. They will do that at the Nigerian Police Command. Their fingerprints of their 10 fingers, legs, and hand will be taken. Their picture will be taken. It will be computerized into a computer system. Then they will be rehabilitated. As I said, a house can be built for them whereby they will be under the control and command of the security force and government officials while they are undergoing their rehabilitation process. So number three, the government should make courtesan and other related crime in Edo a matter of a state of emergency. That will give the government the veto power without the interference of the legislature and the judiciary. Based on the 1910 Constitution as amended, the power of the governor of the state as the chief executive officer of the state. I said after the rehabilitation of these guys, the bit of a house for them, they should be incorporated into the neighborhood watch known as the community police vigilante, because they know the people more than any security agencies. That will reduce drastically the rate of crime, kidnapping, and court-related activities in the state. And I also said, a law and executive order should also be made, just like it happened in Rivers. After the deadline of the amnesty, the government should make a law, an executive order, that every home where corpses have not been found as a result of whatsoever reason, such a house will be pulled down, will be demolished, and the man or the owner of the house will be arrested and charged to court for conspiracy. I said, with that, everyone who refused to take the amnesty of the state government will be forced out of their homes by their landlords or their fathers, because they will not want to get into the rot of the government. Nobody is bigger than the government. Nobody. And I also said that their leaders should be called, because the government knows the leaders of each of these court groups. They should be called to a round table talk and give them extreme warnings about what their followers are doing. They should call them to order, or all of them will face the music. Sometimes you need to be hard to lead people. A gentleman can't lead people. Sometimes you need to take some extra measures in dealing with some set of human beings. So if all this that I said today have not become what we want people to threaten me, then so be it. But what is this? You know, I'm a very smart guy. I mark every one of you who write me. Your case is already with the Interpol and with the Europol. I'm not a guy you just threaten, I just go sleep. I'm too big for that. Okay? From anytime I'm going to Nigeria, the government of this country will be aware that I'm going to Nigeria. Okay? I go around with the Swedish passports. So I have a lot that the government of Nigeria might never like what's going to happen, guys. So I'm only helping my people to get out of this nonsense. In a safe society, it's a crime in Italy to even say that you are a mafia. Tell them it's a crime to even say it. You go to jail. 26 years imprisonment. Ask anybody. In Sweden, it's a crime for you to say you are a Viking. It's a crime. You can't even say it. Just to say it. That I'm a Viking. To say it alone, it's an offense. So we please, guys, the problem of Edo State today is the court group. They are the criminals. They are the criminals. In Nigeria, every criminal belongs to a court. Every armed robber in Edo belongs to a court. In Edo State, every armed robber in Edo State belongs to a court, belongs to a secret court. The criminals in the states are courtists. The kidnappers in the states are courtists. Not just the Fulani people also are so courtists. Edo State news is always aired in bad light. Always aired in bad light. And I want the government to take this action very fast. Because the pension of the people is getting stressed, overbound. I know you are not in charge of the Nigerian police. But if the Nigerian police can fail you, set up your people to actually help you. Set up a village group that can help you resolve this issue, sir. Set up a village group that can actually help you to resolve this issue, sir. That is my plea. If the police cannot do their job, then you can, as a matter of fact, do something to redeem your image as a leader that the people have put so much trust and confidence on. Guys, I don't know. I think I made something here now. I need to. Guys, just give me 1 minute. I'm trying to check for something. I think I missed that now. I think I missed that news. Oh God. Thought I had it put up. I think I missed the news. How did I even delete that news or what? What happened? There's a news I was supposed to read today. I think I mistakenly deleted the news from my page. Oh. I think I deleted that news. Sorry, guys. There was a news I was supposed to put up to you guys, but I think I deleted the news. I didn't see it on my play. I was like, okay, like the news was deleted. I think I deleted the news. Okay, let me just take this last. Then I'm going to go back to it again. Maybe I'll bring it to you tomorrow because it's the main heading. But like I deleted the news. I'm going to go drop out herdsmen from your state reserve. Maybe I will just explain the news after this. But I think I deleted the news. I don't know what happened there. I don't know how it happened that I deleted it from my news line because I normally put up news I bring up every day. So after going through all the news in this thing, I'm going to check if I can get the news. Anyways, it's on TVC News Nigeria. Okay, Arewa leaders and national president Arewa United Collective Forum Alhaji Shahib Dansudu has appealed to the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu and well-meaning Nigerians to caution Alhaji Yerima Shettima over the controversy surrounding the position of the sacking Hausa in Lagos. Can you imagine that? Now, outside people not even have king in Lagos. Okay? They never have a king in Lagos. They never have a king in Lagos. They never have a king in Lagos. Okay? So it's so funny that we give them so much power that this you cannot do in their own land. Okay? So I want to say that the SARS should be careful. Should be careful of what they are doing today because this is what happened in Sokoto State. We are seeing it over and over again. They are not careful. They're going to come up one day and they see themselves being destroyed by these people. Okay. Yeah, I got the news now. So this one is one thing that I want to say right now. So this is what I expect Edo State government to be doing. Because we are being surrounded by these Fulanis. What is happening is what Edo State government should be doing. You should do everything to send these people out of our forests, our forest reserves. It is illegal for anybody to be in a state and not being recognized by the state. The state is not aware that you are living in that state. It is called illegal entry. They will commit crime. Nobody can be able to actually trace them because they are not known around. Okay? The chairman of Amotekun in Oyo State, General Tunde Thomas, in a statement on Saturday signed by the media officer of the security outfit, Mrs. Ayolola Adedoja, said the operation was carried out with the aid of some hunters at the Okpara Forest Reserve in the Okeogun area of the state. He said on the 24th of December, some herdsmen were seen at the Okpara Forest Reserve in the Okeogun area of Oyo State. The attention of the chairman of Amotekun Corps, General Okunle Togun retired, was drawn to it, and Amotekun Corps swung into action. The Amotekun course, with the assistance of one prophet, Ojoawo, who is the head of the hunters in the state, with 40 hunters, drove out the herdsmen out of the forest reserve around 2 a.m. and they were escorted out of the Saki West to the Orelokpo local government area of Oyo State. The herdsmen were handed over to the Amotekun course member at the Orelokpo, who also led them out of their territory and handed them to their members at Olorosobo in Ogbeti area. Amotekun course at Igbeti made sure they were escorted out of Oyo State boundary. Mr. Togun said the herdsmen were interrogated and they said one Bala, village head in the area, invited them to the state and proved this by showing a letter of invitation properly written, purportedly written by the Bale. You see the problem? The Bale. Our chiefs, that would mean our chiefs, or John Way, Eliges, they invite these people in. They pay them. South. Also, another set of the headmen were sighted at Oye Sabed Forest Reserve. They too produced evidence of invitation by one of the Oyo Obas. And they too were also driven out of the forest and out of the state boundary. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the kind of leader we have? Even with the cry of the certain Nigerians, these criminal traditional rulers, all because of some peanuts that they will give to you people, you are ready to sell your family. Do you see why these people have so much effrontery in killing our people in the forest? Because they believe they paid. These guys really believe that they paid for the land where they are actually. They believe that they pay for the land where they actually, grazing on. They have robbed the palm of these criminals called traditional rulers or leaders. Imagine an Oba give them an invitation to come. Do you think that invitation is just free? No, sir. They paid a huge amount of money to that very particular Oba and the ballet. They pay them. They take money at the detriment of their own people. That's how wicked we are. So greedy for money that we are ready to sell everything, even our souls, to the devil, just to remain relevant when it comes to money. They will hear of the atrocity being committed by these people everywhere in our forests. Yet, they refuse to listen. They refuse to say nothing. They refuse to do nothing. Rather, they continuously sell their conscience for peanuts at the detriment of their people. And the safety of their community. Who gave the Oba and the Bale the permission to actually invite these Fulanis? Amotekun was created purposely to protect lives and property because of the way and manner the Fulanis were actually killing the people in the southwest. Now, a king, a traditional ruler in the community, sent them an invitation to come and occupy their forest. When we're already saying Grazing, this nomadic grazing should end in Nigeria. Some idiots who call themselves traditional rulers are still, because of the peanut that is coming from this caliphate, they are still ready to sell their souls, sell their destinies, just because of this 5 naira that they are getting, while these guys are grazing in other people's farm. So, I've said it many times that the problem of the South today, I said the problem of the South today are actually from the people. Imagine the two people provided a letter that was sent to them by the Ballet and an Oba in this place. With the atrocity that they hear every day. Because they don't give a hoot, they don't care. They're just being greedy. Ready to sell their people for just some peanuts that they're going to get. Going to live larger than life at the detriment of the people. That is why, I don't praise big men. No. I don't even worship them. People that know me very well. I never will allow anybody to praise me. Because for me, it is inconsequential. This thing we die for is just paper. They just pretend it with ink and color. It worth nothing. Until we start getting this mentality into our heads. That this paper, what means nothing. We will never have a sane society. How can a leader, somebody would think that, listen, in Edo State, please, Obaseki, sir, are you God beg you? Investigate all this all these Ojon warriors and indigents in these communities whereby these herdsmen are holding Soweto. How did they get there? With the news that I just heard that from Amotekun in Oyo State, it shows that people in these states in the South are actually working hand in hand with these people, all for selfish interest. These guys are giving them millions of naira, maybe probably 1 cow every month. But they know their game plan. They know what they have in mind. Eh? They came in, they got them. What are you doing here? They show an evidence that they are not here illegally. They are here as a result of an invitation from the traditional ruler of the communities. After all the warnings that the people are giving over the way and manner they are being treated by these Fulani elders in their own farms. I beg, which kind of people we get? They so much love money, they love money more than life. What kind of leaders do we really have in that nation? Politicians are not politicians. Even traditional rulers are supposed to adhere to the tradition of the land, are even more corrupt now than the politicians. Eh? Before, when you hear traditional ruler, you fear because we know them. They are the custodian of the tradition. We see them as demon incarnate. People they fear, but today they've so much destroyed themselves that people not talk to them the way they like. Particularly these small ones, so all this ballet, all this audio way, all those small niggas. They just want to be like the big kings, like the Obas, like the Onis. They want to be like them overnight. They want to have big palace. A poor guy, maybe a poor guy who was a conductor or a driver. The father was once a nogi in a community. Eh? Then the moment the father dies, he just becomes the next enogi. They want to live like the Oba of Benin, or the Oni of Ife, or the Oba of Lagos, or the Alafin of Oyo overnight. They do everything, anything to live larger than life. They sell their conscience. They kill their people. And you've heard of many cases in Benin over the fight for the throne of Enogeship, all because of land. You've also heard how one community we invade another community all because of land. The reason why, because the Enogie wants to live larger than life. Want to have domains where he controls and get money from them. Forgetting the consequences behind their actions and inactions. Giving a letter, invitation letter to people they are telling we don't want them to be in our forest anymore. They rape the women, kill your men, destroy their livestock, destroy their farm produce, make hunger wreck you guys because you can't go to farm anymore. And yet you guys still decided to invite them. Guys, sometimes I sometimes ask myself, why God even make me a Nigerian self? I think they for even take me go Ghana. Maybe if na Ghana for even happy. Because we are too greedy. An average Satan guy is too greedy for my liking. That's why we are not, that's why nothing is working. We are too greedy. We blame them not sometimes, but we are actually the architect of our problems. We invite these northerners to our territory. We give them SSR because of the little money we get from them. Greed. 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 I remember I bought where I'm doing my small farm in Benin there. I'm going to say this now as a reference point. Then when they were doing that Benin Ochi road, they needed to buy, to get where they're going to take sand, to feed the road while they were doing the construction. They went to this very particular community there. And the community actually sold this land for me. They actually sold this land, these hectares of land for me. They went to my own land to go and take sand for texture. In the land they sold for me. If not that, somebody quickly told my brother that they went there, they would have turned my entire, acres of lands to borrow pit. to borrow pit. When they say, no, it's not your land, it's not your land. But the day the people came, my uncle were there. I said, no, that land is a private land. You can't go there. It's not a community land. And we are not even ready to give it out as a borrow pit. But before that took them after the river. Money. They don't give a hoot. They don't care. This is that tradition, the audio way of that community. Hold on, guys. Yeah, hello. So guys, the problem today of the South is first and foremost our greed. They not understood that we are very greedy people. They entice our leaders with money, with positions. Look at Dave Umahi. Today, praising Buhari as a god. Look at Femi Adesina, praising Buhari as a god. Look at Amechi. They actually knew that this Buhari is fake. But why? Because they are actually making so much. Because they're actually making so much. They're actually making so much from the system. They don't care about you and I. They don't give a hoot about it anymore. They don't. This traditional ruler should be investigated by the government, by the government of Edo State, where I come from. Because we are having a high level of insecurity in our states. The traditional ruler should be, all of this should be called to questioning. All of them. They should be called to questioning. This is very, very important right now. And ask them, how did this Fulani actually get into your forest to the point that they now live in the cave in the forest? If we want to get to the root of our problems, we must start seeing or start checking the cause. Amotekun is fighting hard to clear the forests of Fulani herders. The Bales and the small Obas are giving them invitation to return back to the forest. Sabotage. Criminal elements. They want to live large. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. All they care about is what they're going to benefit. And that is not the kind of nation that we are proud to be part of. We as the people, we must start thinking right. If we must change what is actually happening in the nation today, we must start thinking. We must start thinking. We must start thinking. Let's begin to promote integrity. Let's begin to promote integrity. If we want to make it in the South, we need to start promoting integrity. They do not believe in distribution of wealth. Get this, they believe in feudal system. You guys don't know what is working for. They believe in food system from the beginning. That's what their religion teaches them. They believe in food system, whereby one man can be rich and feed the others. But in fact, I've been a Republican from the beginning. The Benin Kingdom, the Igbo, the Yoruba, they have been a Republican from the beginning. That's why they have a monarchical system of government even before they come to the colonial masters. But yet, the people have independence. They have the mind of their own. They say what they want to say. That was when there was a war in Benin Kingdom between the Ogiamens and the palace. There was always a disagreement between the monarchy system of government and the people, because that's why there was a monarchy, but it was a republican. This is what the Fulanis, the Hausa never had. They had a feudal system. It is working for them, but it's not working for us because we, the Southern, do not believe in oppression. And some of our chiefs and some of our kings want to bring their feudal system so that they can keep us perpetually under their control. We also must wake up right now, guys. But I can't those small ones, even the big ones, because the big ones, they make money anyways. The big kings, they make money. But those small ones in those villages, they are worse than those big ones. I'm telling you guys. I swear. They are worse all those Odion ways. Like in Benin, they call it ballet, village heads. And those small kings, the one who call it Edogates in Benin. God, the dukes, they are worse. Both of them, 90% of them are cultists. Ninety percent of them are cultists. All those small ones. Sometimes they even act in a way that even the big kings can even talk to them. I promise you. Let's give an example of a Nogi of Enya in Edo State. He went to Coca-Cola. He went to Guinness. All the companies around that area, he was collecting what's it called? Royalty from them for years under Oba Erediawa. Building hotels everywhere. Those money were not due him. Imagine if his environment was not a forest. Do you think that such a man will give his forest out to Fulanis for exchange for money? The royalty that was not due him, he was just a duke. He was collecting the royalty that was supposed to be given to the entire community, from the palace to them. He was collecting it for many years under Oba to his pocket. Without no single remittance to anybody. That's just who they are. Criminals. They pay you money, you give somebody an invitation to come into your forest. To do what? Who is this Elvis Johnson? You don't even know what we are talking. Just go and sleep. Some of you just come online. You don't even follow. You just talk like some fellow follow do. Just talk like you don't even know what we are saying. Go and sleep. You need to sleep. You need to go and sleep. Elvis Jackson, go sleep. Sleep will worry you, my brother. You come into a show, you don't know what you are talking about. All you need to do is just you keep quiet and listen. Then you cannot follow when you understand what they are going on. Otherwise, you don't even need to comment. So when you comment, it makes some of you looks like you are not intellectually capable to even be on a show like this. So the government must start hurting. All these small enogates or John ways. They should start putting them to order. Their essence is becoming unbearable. You see, an Enoge selling one land for 2 people. Inviting foreigners, Fulani herdsmen, into his forest. Are we not sure that what is happening in Benin today, in that one area, is as a result of some of those Ojon ways? They pretend they don't know what is happening. They cannot, because these guys pass through a process. They cannot come into your community without you not knowing that they are there. They keep quiet because they are actually benefiting from it. Somebody said it before, that they are being paid. That is, these people are being paid. These people are being paid for them to come. Somebody has already said it before, that they are paid. They pay for them to come. They don't just come into any part of the South, just like that. They don't come into any part of the South just like that. This guys, this is what the let me try to find it here. I think it will be bigger here. Let me tell you something. This is what happening in the Southeast. This is what happened in the Southeast. Yeah, this is what happened in the Southeast.
This is Fulanis in Ebonyi State. So we have destroyed their properties and telling them to start packing their properties here in Ebonyi, that we don't need Fulanis in Ebonyi. We don't need Militiala in Ebonyi State. They should pack out. We are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that all Fulanis are packing out here, and we will follow them to their destination. We don't need Fulani so that our mother and our father can be able to go to farm. We don't need them anymore. We, the indigenous, are here to do the native, and the intelligence, we are here to do the native work. As you can see them, they're packing their properties. We destroy all destroyable their properties to make sure that they're packed out from Ebonyi State. We are not here to joke. We are not joking. We are determined to pack them out in Ebonyi State, so that if anybody knows governor of mine, that.
So guys, so that is just what is happening right there in the East. You know, that's why I said in the beginning of my video, I made a statement when I read the 1914 amalgamation edit, you know, and I said the Nigerian state of today, we are not the same. So now I see why some people are agitating for it. It has never worked. After 61 years of being together, yet we don't see ourselves as the same people. I think the best we should do is to sit down and have a renegotiation. That's what I'm telling about the United South. People don't understand that. That is the only way. The South needs to unite for us to be able to have a renegotiation. If a people live together, a marriage that is 10 years, and the man and the woman is not working together, bros, do not force yourself more. Because you're going to end up one day, one of you is going to kill each other. That's the truth of the matter there. People say, oh, the Bible does not believe in divorce. Yeah, but Bible also does not believe in you dying. So do not force yourself more when you find out that you've done everything, yet the marriage is not working. You must quickly find a lasting solution to that very particular issue. A solution. Either you have to go back again and go to counseling. It's like you're going to remarry again. Then you not know your differences. Then you not put your differences on the table and see if there can be any point of compromise from both parties, in order for you to now understand how you can be able to manage your relationship as a people. Okay, guys, this is the truth. This is how it actually works. This marriage is not working. For 60 years, it hasn't worked. From the first day of this marriage, it has been like this. I told you what the Sudan of Sokoto said, Aminu Kano said, on the 12th of October, 1960. That this new nation, Nigeria, shall be an estate of our great-grandfather, Usman Dan Fodio. The minority north shall be our willing tools, and the south shall be our conquered territory. That was a statement of Usman Dan Fodio. Aminu Kano, the great-grandson of Usman Dan Fodio. So from the beginning, we have never been one. And we try to see how the marriage can work. It has never worked from the beginning to the now. It is time we sit down after the expiration of the amalgamation edict of 1914. And we sit down together as a nation and decide to have a reorganization of how the nation can function more properly based on the modern agreements. Because actually, the entire unit that makes up the nations that make up Nigeria were never asked if they actually want to be part of the Nigerian state. No nation in Nigeria then. Every ethnic nationality, they were nations of their own. None of them were asked if they want to become part of this contraction called Nigeria. So if that is the case, then we have an opportunity of changing the narrative by coming again, bringing people of eminent personalities, or going to check the 2014 confab of Goodluck Jonathan, because I think it was actually explained explicit on how Nigeria can function properly for a better and more workable nation, not the business empire that was created by the colonial masters. The American of today became American under Abraham Lincoln. Okay, guys? The American today was not the American that the British created. No. The American today is the American that the Americans created. The democracy that is being practiced today in the United States of America was an American idea, not the British idea. The United States of America that you have today, it wasn't the British idea. It is the American idea. They got to a point they knew that they need to sit down and have a structure that is workable. They planned themselves out of the plan of their colonial master, which were the British people. That is why Americans, decided to take their own path, take their own destiny into their own hands, and they started working as a nation. They became the world superpower. The same I expect of Nigeria to do. And are not that intellectually capable. They are not that economically viable. So they are depending on the South for their survival. They will not want to see that the things are being done the way it ought to be done. So I will suggest clearly that the best way in which we can be able to handle this kind of situation is when we sit again and have a rethink on how we can make the Nigeria a dream that we once dreamed of. When Nigeria is working, many of us today, will become a better people. We will not run away from home and run to someone else's land and hide. We have a better Nigeria. There are things we don't need to even pray for as a nation. We ban the spirit of accident in Nigeria, but that people hardly get accident in Western world. We see a bird flying in the night around the transformer. We start releasing Holy Ghost fire. People don't do that in the Western world. A woman is going to the labor room in Africa. You are praying. People don't hardly pray when their wives are going to labor room in the Western world. God actually gives us the brain to help him create more after the end of creation. So if you understand that carefully, you understand that what we are doing today, we are putting so much pressure on God, where God actually giving us all it takes to live a life that will be workable for us as a people. I want to encourage every one of you today. Let's start working this out for the betterment of our nation, our state, our society. God is still in the control, but God needs you to do your best, to do your part. God bless you guys. See you tomorrow morning as we continue in the show. Have a nice day, guys, and God bless you all. Please don't forget to subscribe to Najawo's YouTube, and also do not forget to subscribe on don't forget to subscribe on Najawo's YouTube, and do not also forget to subscribe on our follow me on Facebook page, Matter Rising with Humanist Steven, or United Southern Nigerian on Facebook. Please, if you've not followed me, please get to follow me, because you cannot be getting me on my private Facebook anymore. This is where I'm going to be staying for the now. Thank you, guys. Have a blessed day. See you later tomorrow. God bless.